I started in Boston Scientific as a quality engineer, and I've had a huge amount of opportunity during my time there to move around the company. I've had about 8 different jobs during the years that I've actually been there, and actually really successful in terms of progressing through the organisation to the level that I'm at now. Great company to work with. So I just want to give you a flavour for what we do, and I guess what makes it different for me working at Boston Scientific rather than anywhere else. So if we look at Boston Scientific, so we're one of the world's largest medical device companies. Our HQ is in MedTech in Boston. We have 24,000 people worldwide employed by Boston Scientific, so we're quite big. 13,000 different products, and we operate in 40 plus countries, and we're pretty much number 1 or number 2 in 75% of our markets. Okay, so came from a really small company, but through growth and acquisitions we've certainly expanded out as a company. In terms of the types of products that we make in Boston Scientific, I guess a lot of people in Galway would know Boston Scientific for the drug-eluting stent, but actually we do a huge amount more other than that. So from an overall global business perspective, we support 6 different core businesses. So we support the interventional cardiology, which is where that stent, that's the portion of the business that fits into. We have a big chunk of business as well in endoscopy, so treating a lot of diseases kind of the digestive system. We'd have peripheral intervention, which is pretty much anything from the heart down, like your extremities and things like that. So products to work with that. Our cardiac rhythm management, so our plant in Clonmel actually makes the pacemakers, the leads, all that side of stuff. So again, that's another big part of the business for us. Neuromodulation is a relatively newer portion of our business, and a lot of this is focused on implants for the brain. So the work that's going on around deep brain stimulation in terms of pain control, all that type of work, that's what the neuromodulation side of the business does. And then we have the urology and women's health. Again, a big portion of that is actually in the plant in Galway. So huge company, 6 different divisions, but really what unites us as Boston Scientific are our 6 core values that we have. So it doesn't matter where in the world you go, it doesn't matter what plant, what function, what it is you're doing in Boston Scientific, it is actually these 6 core values that are uniting us. And hopefully as I talk through today, you'll get an opportunity to see where those core values really come to life in the day-to-day work that we do. So our core values, they're meaningful innovation, it's global collaboration, diversity, high performance, caring and winning spirit. And again, hopefully you'll get opportunity to see how these actually translate into our work from a day-to-day perspective. Focusing in a little bit on our Irish operations, so Boston Scientific, it's actually the largest medical device employer in Ireland. So there's 5,700 people in Ireland employed directly by Boston Scientific across our 3 sites. So our 3 sites are their Galway, their Cork and their Clonmel. And actually I started my career with Boston Scientific in the Cork plant, and then I worked there for 2.5 years before I actually came west for the love of a Galway man who drove me up to Boston Scientific in Galway. So fantastic actually to be able to keep my career going with that same company, albeit in a different location. So 3 sites in Ireland. A lot of people don't know actually that we exist outside of Galway, but we certainly do. So focusing in a little bit more on Boston Scientific in Galway. So we were established in 1994. It's actually a big celebration for us this year, in that the silver anniversary, we're 25 years in Galway this year, so there's going to be lots of fun going on site around that this year. We ship about 3.5 million units per year. So in terms of what we produce in the plant and what we're sending out globally, that's how much we actually do. It's 44 different product families. So in terms of the 6 different divisions that I talked about earlier, Galway would manufacture 44 products within that. We have 3,700 employees in Boston Scientific. We do a lovely Christmas dinner on the run up to Christmas, and I was talking to one of the girls in the canteen, and she said that when they do the Christmas dinner, it's the equivalent to doing 12 Irish weddings all in one day, right, when they actually serve across the plant. So really big plant, and we've seen a huge amount of growth over the last couple of years, and of course we're actively growing at the moment as well and expanding. 3,400 of our people are in operations and quality, but we do have over 300 people as well on the new product development, so the R&D side of the house, the regulatory affairs side of the house, so really quite sizable chunk of our organisation there as well. In terms of how we've evolved from Galway, so back in 1994, how it actually first started off, I guess, was around product transfers. So it's products coming to Galway from another site and kind of building our expertise in relation to that. We had our first new product development in 1997, so we've been in that game for quite some time as well, and really successful in that space in Ireland. In 2000, I guess what really changed Galway was the drug-eluting stents coming to Galway. That was a big game changer for us as a site, and still continues to be a huge part of our business. In 2007, then we moved into the endo and PI new products. We built a customer innovation centre in 2011, and then our I guess big product as well, structural heart, came to Galway in 2016. So this is the Lotus replacement valve for the cardiac valves. So great excitement with that product. In terms of the campus, again, we often think about us just being a manufacturing plant, but in actual fact, Galway, because of our location in Europe, and I guess between Europe and the US, we're actually a hub for a lot more than just the manufacturing side of the house. So I already mentioned the Customer Innovation Centre, and what actually happens here is we bring doctors from all across Europe into the plant in Galway and train them on how to actually use the products. They get their input as well in terms of how does that product feel for them as a physician. We are the global data centre actually in Galway from a Boston Scientific perspective. It's located on site in Galway, which is a huge thing for us, a great privilege to have that. We have an analytical laboratory as well, so with our DES product, because there's drug associated with that, we have a fairly sizable analytical lab. But also our European sales and marketing team is based in Galway as well. So again, much more to offer than just the traditional manufacturing. So broad range of skills, I guess, in terms of people that can have successful careers with Boston Scientific Galway. The key products and divisions, again, so interventional cardiology really is a big portion of what we do. Our PI, which is our vascular system, and then the endoscopy products. So from a Galway perspective, this is where our major business actually is. So you can see it's much more than just the stents, which is kind of what we're known for. So I guess why would you look to join Boston Scientific? So something I can speak to personally, I guess, is being a part of the team in Boston. It does give you that opportunity to extend your technical ability. So with a company the size of ours, you get lots of opportunity to work on different types of projects, take up new skills, work on different types of assignments. Huge amount of opportunity there. On-the-job training is a massive part of what it is that we do. So we get a lot of people that joining us with experience, but actually we have a lot of people who are looking to change industry as well, or maybe don't come from medical device manufacturing, but want to move into medical device. So a lot of what we do is focused on when somebody joins the company, giving them those skills to make sure that their transition into joining us as a company is really smooth, but also continuously developing our employees. Employee development, I guess, as a people manager, it's probably about 30 to 40% of what I do every day. It's working with my team to get them, figure out what do they want from a career perspective, what kind of skills do they have, what are they really good at that we want them to get better at. All that kind of thing is a huge part of what we do. We have a lot of fun in Galway as well, and actually lots of different clubs and societies and different organisations that can help us with that fun as well. So we've got a really active sports and social club, lots of fun events through there as well. We've got a young professionals network. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that and what that is. I guess people who are early to their career in Boston Scientific, it's a way for them to come in. Like 3,700 people in a plant can be a little bit scary the first day you walk into the canteen, right? So a lot of these groups are there to help people figure out that actually we're all just individuals. There might be 3,700 of us, but we are all just individuals as well. Massive amount of charity work as well. Our charity partner for this year and next year is Enable Ireland. So we try and get behind a lot of fun events to raise money for those guys. So really good work. The benefits that we have as well, permanent positions, health insurance for employees and their families, pensions, education assistance, and a competitive starting salary. So lots to offer in lots of different ways with Boston Scientific. We do have a stand just as you come in the door today. I think I actually do recognise some of the faces from talking already today. So please come down if there's something that interests you in talking to any of the team that are down there today. I'm just going to switch gear a little bit and talk to you about, for me, why do I work with Boston Scientific? So why have I stayed with Boston Scientific for nearly 15 years? Sorry, I've been talking all morning. It's not usually a problem for me, but so what do I actually love about Boston Scientific? So in Galway, this is like our North Star, okay? And what this is talking about is ultimately what we're all about in Galway is about winning together. And how do we actually win together? And why do we want to win together? And what we're saying at the core of everything that we do is our people, right? So there are teams, they're everybody that we're actually working with. It's me as a Boston Scientific employee, it's my colleagues, it's my team. And I guess the things that we really want to focus on as a plant and things that are important to us, you'll see in that circle outside of people. So number one is giving patients a new lease of life. At the core of everything that we do, we would not be a business without our patients. and we would not be a successful business if the patients were not at the core of everything that we're doing. We want to be a world-class manufacturing medical site. We consider ourselves to be that, but we're always striving to be better. And a huge part of what we're passionate about in Galway is the future for our family and friends in the West. So we're 3,700 people. I'm a mother to 2 children. I'd love to see that in 20 years' time that they would both have an opportunity for a career in Boston Scientific and enjoy it to the same extent that I have. So for us, it's really important that what we do make sure that we're still here in 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 years' time for all of our friends and family in the West. The other thing that I love about working in Boston Scientific are our people and our work. Okay, so we work hard in Boston Scientific, we absolutely do, but the work is exceptionally rewarding. Okay, and why is the work exceptionally rewarding? Mostly it's because of the people that you actually work with and how we work in Boston Scientific. And these photographs are from the Christmas party that we had with our team, right? And I think it really does sum up. The one on the left-hand side is the management team that I work with, and the one on the right-hand side is some of my own team. So we work hard, but you know what? We take time to celebrate success as well, and we take time to depressurize, get to know each other a little bit better, have a bit of crack. Like for Anton in the West, we're known for the crack, right? So it's a huge part of what it is that we do. But I guess I count myself to be really privileged within Boston Scientific, and that I started my career relatively junior, but I got huge support and mentorship from lots of people along the way. As I said, I've had about 8 or 9 different jobs during my time in Boston Scientific, and really you don't get those opportunities without that support there as a company and as individuals within that company. An opportunity to give that to my teams as well, and it's absolutely one of the most rewarding things that I do from a day-to-day perspective. Is the work difficult? There are difficult decisions to be made, there absolutely are, but we're always working towards the same goal, same agenda, and you have a fantastic group of people around us in which to do it. So that's another reason why that's part of why I stay in Boston Scientific, is the community and the culture that we actually have around us. The other important thing, or one of the other important things for me working in Boston Scientific, is everyone feeling valued. A big message that we have in Boston Scientific is it's all about bringing your best self to work and being in an environment that allows you to bring your best self to work. And what we have, I guess, a couple of different groups that are there to support in different ways. And one of those is the Young Professionals Network. So as I said, there's no age limit on the Young Professionals Network. I've graduated a few years ago, but I'm actually a member of the Young Professionals Network. But it's about meeting people who are new to their career in Boston Scientific, and maybe new to their careers in general, and helping them support and navigate and getting all of those opportunities, all that networking piece that comes with it. Our women's network then is looking at promoting the professional development of women. And we would have a really high percentage of women in our senior and management positions in Boston Scientific and Galway anyway. But I guess we want to always make sure that women don't see a barrier to progression within Boston Scientific. So that group is all about supporting within the organisation. We also have a group called LEAD, which is Leadership Education and Allies for Disabilities. So this is for employees or future employees with disability, whether it's visible or invisible disability. We have lots of supports that we have for people there as well. And then our fourth ERG is PACE, and this is our LGBTQ organisation. So again, anybody, for whatever reason, that might need support within the company, we've got lovely little groups, fun events to kind of raise awareness and all that type of thing. Why I have that here, I guess, is I've been involved in setting up each of these groups, and I'm involved to different extent in all of them as well. So Boston Scientific, even though my role is busy, it also allows me time for those kind of personal interests that I have as well that can also help the company. So really, really fantastic. The other reason that I love working at Boston Scientific are our patients. Okay, so I work in quality, and in Boston Scientific, at the core of everything we do is our patient. Every decision that we make every day is ultimately about our patients. And in quality, I guess, I'm the one who's held accountable. Absolutely, buck stops with me in terms of patient safety. It's a huge part of what I do, and it's part of my passion. I guess what you see here is a picture of my family. I always get I get a little bit emotional when I look at this. So we're not a very big family. You can see me on the left, my husband in the back, and it's my son and daughter, and my niece in the front, and my brother and his wife on the right-hand side. And that's my dad in the middle. And I guess we became a smaller family last October, 12 months, and unfortunately we lost my mother to motor neuron disease. We're a really small family, a very close family, very, very tight family, and losing our mum was absolutely devastating. But close families oftentimes become closer during those times of trouble, right? So we did become a lot closer, and we're stronger as a result of it. But this photograph was taken when we were celebrating my dad's 40th or 70th birthday, 40th, he'd love that, his 70th birthday last September, just September gone. But the photo was also taken 3 days before he had a heart attack and received 4 Boston Scientific stents here in the Galway clinic, that not just manufactured in Boston Scientific, but manufactured by my own team in Boston Scientific. And I know that the patient's at the centre of absolutely everything that we do, but I really never expected it to hit quite that close to home for me. So why do I really love working at Boston Scientific? It's because we are a family, it's because we support families, and at the end of the day, it's all about improving the quality of our patients' lives.